Here's something trending on Twitter that I thought I should share with you, and it's a controversial one. Nigeria Football Federation rejects South African referees for World Cup playoffs versus Gabon. The Nigerian Football Federation has rejected FIFA's appointment of an all-out South African refereeing team for the Super Eagles 2026 World Cup playoff first leg against Gabon on November 13th in Rabat, Morocco, due to concerns over bias stemming from long-standing rivalries and recent comments by South Africa's Sports Minister Gayton Mackenzie opposing Nigeria's qualification. The NFF has called on CAF to intervene for a reshuffle amid widespread outrage from fans and officials on social media, highlighting impartiality issues in the high-stakes match. The second leg is scheduled for November 17 in Libreville, with FIFA holding final authority on officials. Apparently, this Grok highlight is a ruse. I think the last part is not correct. I'm reading that directly from Grok because it's trending on Twitter. So Grok is just putting up comments, based on what the match stats have been in the past in the qualifying. Apparently, this is the playoffs for the African team. One African team is left to be added to the teams that are already qualified, and 4 teams are going to Morocco to play for a place to play in another intercontinental playoff in March. So Nigeria is amongst 4 teams: Cameroon, Gabon, and DR Congo. And so the semifinals, that's 4 teams, first semifinal and second semifinal. So the semifinals will be played again against Gabon on the 13th of November. And the second match, not second leg now with Gabon, no, second match, which is the final, if any of the team, graduates to the final. I'm hoping that Nigeria gets to the final to either play Cameroon or DR Congo. So the second semi-final will be played the same day, 13th in Morocco. Nigeria plays Gabon, while DR Congo plays Cameroon. So DR Congo and Cameroon is the second semi-final, while Nigeria versus Gabon is the first semi-final. So whoever wins in the 2 games plays in the final, still in Morocco. So who wins the mini tournament will now represent Africa for the intercontinental match that will be played sometime in the month of March next year, 2026. So this last part by Grok is actually very wrong. Okay, so but that's not actually the main cause of concern. There are people who have been saying that you can't not choose a South African refereeing team to officiate a Nigerian team, given that the South African minister have said they really don't want Nigeria to be in the finals. And so why would you want to take a South African all-refereeing team to go and officiate the game against Nigeria and Gabon? Why? Why, really? So Puja Media is actually a very notable personality when it comes to football in Nigeria. He tweeted something some 2 hours ago. He says, in fairness and sentiments, South African officials shouldn't be appointed by CAF to officiate Nigeria versus Gabon in this World Cup playoffs in Morocco. A sitting minister in South Africa on tape said he doesn't want Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup, and CAF had to appoint South Africans as the center ref, AR and VR, in a game involving Nigeria. Even the ref assessor is from Benin Republic. CAF should rethink this fast. But it's true. It's true, guys. I really don't understand why they did that. But people are reacting to that particular tweet. Capo Ebenezer says, the sad thing is NFF will not act on this info, just like they didn't act when about 3 countries played their home matches in South Africa, putting Nigeria at a demerit while South Africa enjoy home support throughout the World Cup campaign. They will pay attention to little details like this. Make I quickly tag CAF Online and CAF Media. Thank you, Puja Media, for reminding us of that statement. There must be a free, fair, level playing ground for teams to qualify. Please, we call on CAF to do the needful. Omogoriola says, as we are talking about it here, it is expected that a letter of protest would have been sent to CAF by our NFF. All hands must be on deck towards preparing and ensuring that our pathway is not sabotaged. in any way. Donacho now tags CAF Media, CAF Online, the NFF, NG Super Eagles. Please tag them in your tweet and others that are supposed to be aware. Even FIFA.com, FIFA World Cup needs to see this. This is unfair and unbalanced football. Michael Bobo says this is unfair, but they're the ones that got ourselves in this situation. We go still win, inshallah. This one says. Before reading comments, let me drop this here. Some Oloribuku will be under this post saying something else about the Super Eagles team instead of point out the fact you have just said. Now let me go and read comments. It's a high-stake game, trust me, and you don't want any situation to sabotage the game, whether a referee error or something. Everybody wants to be on the lookout for their best, and maybe a referee error will not be the problem that we might be facing in this whole situation. So it's always good to be fair, to be seen to be fair in this situation. So I clearly understand where they're coming from. I clearly understand their thoughts in this manner. Everybody have seen how referee mistakes or errors can get you, a good match to be ruined. But what this rage would mean, even if FIFA or CAF doesn't change it at the end of the day, what this would mean is that at least the tension will be heightened so much that even the referees will now be at alert, will now be sure that, look, the world will be watching us, and if we do anything that is not good, they might be sanctioned, not just sanctioned, their license might be retrieved, and that game might also be a do or die, more like a make or match situation for the referees. I like as this, awareness is going up and it's trending, and I'm sure it's going to trend all the way through to the 13th. The referees are most likely, their family members are probably going to see it if they don't see it, and they are also going to be on their toes, noting and knowing that, look, if the world is watching their refereeing, their style, and if anything happens and anything goes wrong, they might be heavily sanctioned, and nobody really wants to sacrifice their lives or sacrifice their license, or because they were not able to do their job, or they didn't come to the party as at one. But I understand where they're coming from, and there's nothing wrong for me in changing them. There's nothing wrong in changing them. Get somebody from North America. Not North America, in fact, North Africa. Yes, North Africa. South Africa already says they really don't want us to go. If they had the chance, they would have stopped us from going. They would have even preferred the Benin Republic to have qualified. So we don't want a situation where that sentiment riled through the hearts and the minds of South African referees, and then they try to exhibit that while the game is on. Nobody wants to take chances. It's a do or die affair. So I understand the outrage from people all across the continent, all across the world, Nigerians specifically, saying that this might just go against them if, for instance, they allow all South African referees. So, but again, my own point is, why are they not even sharing it? Let me be the referees are, 2 is from North America, 2 is from East Africa. I keep saying North America, North Africa, 2 from East Africa, 2 from South Africa. If I thought they want to do, why every of the refereeing team from South Africa? Why? No, right? Why? Because if we are raising concerns, we are going to raise concerns. Nigeria and Gabon are actually West African neighbors, right? We're West Africans. Why don't you get a referee from North Africa? Yes, get referee from North Africa. Get referee from mid Africa or East Africa. Why South Africa? And everybody said that, even in that Southern Africa, is there no Lesotho? Is there no Zimbabwe? Is there no countries in that South Africa that can also do officiating? Okay, why not even our own brothers? Yes, it's West Africa that we're in, right? Gabon is in West, Nigeria is in West. Then get South Africa, get West African referees to officiate the team. Yes, if it's possible. Have Gabon or have Nigeria, let them come together and officiate it, because the idea is let there not be speaking language and then giving this thing to. And why is it that it is people that we beat, people that we are in the same group with, that are giving the refereeing to do. The AVR, assistant video referee, is the guy is from Benin Republic that we won 4-0. Why? I don't understand it, and I think it's a point to be made. It's a point to be made that something should be done about it. Well, I appreciate Pooja who brought it up. Now it's trending on Twitter. I'm sure it's going to trend across board, and we should put some measure of pressure from NFF to go all out to make sure that these guys are changed. And even if they are not changed, they must sign some sort of undertaking, making sure that they do their job professionally. No pasha. We don't want pasha. We don't want you to support us. We don't want you to blow whistle for us anyhow. No. But let the refereeing be free and fair. That's the only way we can be fine. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. See you on the next one.